You may disagree with this, but today's handgun market is dominated by striker-fired pistols. While it is not a bad thing, there are some shooters who think that hammer-fired guns are already antic and outdated. Now, that's the one I really consider bad. Sure, there are certain qualities that make striker-fired handguns a more convenient choice for many modern shooters. Still, I do love the level of safety that these hammer pistols possess. And if you get the right one, you can get a total package for a gun that you can use for different scenarios. Hello everyone, this is Ted from Line 45. In this video, I assembled the 5 best hammer-fired pistols you can get on the market today. Before we get underway, please remember to hit the like and subscribe buttons. I know it is a chore, but these simple clicks help my channel immensely. Now, let's return to the video. Beretta 92FS. Reliability is an important factor when choosing a gun, and this particular factor bears a lot of weight whether you are looking for a hammer-fired or striker-fired pistol. But when it comes to hammer-fired pistols, the Beretta 92FS is among those that have insane levels of reliability. And that's not an exaggeration at all. I was able to shoot hundreds of 9mm ammo on this pistol, and I haven't experienced any malfunction whatsoever. This is a quality that I expected from a military pistol. So, if we are just talking about reliability, the 92FS sits side by side with Glock 17. I also have to emphasize that the Beretta 92FS is a large gun. It is about 8.5 inches long and holds a 4.9-inch barrel. It does tip the scale at 34.2 ounces, even when it's empty. So I'm really against it if you are planning to carry it with an IWB holster. But this bulkiness of the 92FS gave it a highly manageable recoil. Moreover, it enabled the gun to hold lots of bullets. The standard magazine for the 92FS contains 15 rounds, but there are other aftermarket magazines that will let you shoot up to 30 rounds. Upon inspection, you can see that it has a slide-mounted safety with a decocker. This feature has divided many shooters. I've heard a lot of people saying that they prefer Sig Sauer's design of using a decocker-only slide. I somehow agree with this comment, considering that it's not easy to deactivate its safety. The saving grace, perhaps, is that the decocker and safety of the Beretta 92FS are completely ambidextrous. But in the grand scheme of things, I find the 92FS is a comfortable gun to hold and shoot. There's a small beaver tail on the rear of its grip that prevents the hammer from hitting your hands. Based on my own experience, this small beaver tail has let me control the gun better. Before I forget, I need to highlight the open slide design of Beretta 92FS. It's not just for aesthetics. It serves a lot of functions, including a reduction of weight and a decrease in the perceived weight of the gun when you are carrying or aiming it, and because of the open mechanism, any failed rounds can be ejected swiftly. Smith & Wesson CSX. Another hammer-fired pistol that you should never skip is the CSX. This is an aluminum frame handgun that competes really well in the micro-compact 9mm segment. Of course, that's quite significant, considering that this particular niche is quite crowded. It is a high-quality gun that includes a 13-round capacity thanks to its double-stack construction. Despite this, the gun remains small, but downright capable. Don't get me wrong, this one is still bigger than the Shield Plus of Smith & Wesson, but with the inclusion of a new magazine and frame, I always see it as one of the finest guns when it comes to the size-to-capacity factor in the market. The Smith & Wesson CSX has a stainless steel barrel with a length of 3.1 inches and a 1.10 twist. Meanwhile, its total length is 6.1 inches and a compact width of 1.12 inches. Its height is just right. It's only 4.12 inches, cementing its micro-classification. And you shouldn't worry about its weight. The CSX is just 19.5 ounces when unloaded. At the same time, the gun features clean and handy ergonomics. All of its controls have a reduced profile so that you can conceal them conveniently. However, I can guarantee that you can access these controls without any fuss. By the way, its thumb safety is ambidextrous. This low-profile design is virtually apparent throughout the entire gun. Its front and rear slide serrations are admittedly aggressive, but they won't really snag on your clothes. I also like its wide cocking tab on its rear. The CSX is also a modular pistol, proven by its interchangeable polymer backstraps. These backstraps are among the key provisions of this hammer-fired gun, as they allow both large and small-handed shooters to use the gun with maximum comfort and efficiency. The entire construction of the CSX really reminds me of the original 1911 pistol. Of course, this isn't a variant of 1911, but it has qualities similar to our well-revered weapons, such as its long slide rails, ejector, barrel, and takedown pin. Needless to say, its controls are inspired by the 1911 gun. And when it comes to reliability and accuracy, this Micro 9mm doesn't disappoint. Its recoil management is fairly easy, and it can shoot fast without losing its target. Now that's fancy. Staccato P. If you have the money, I really suggest that you get a Staccato P right away. This rugged handgun is part of the 2011 lineup popularized by Staccato. If you don't know what 2011 pistols are, they are basically 1911 handguns with a double-stack capacity. So if you get the Staccato P, you can ensure that you have a high-capacity, fast-shooting, hammer-fired pistol at your disposal. Chambered in 9mm, the Staccato P is available in a 17+1 or 20+1 capacity. Unlike other hammer-fired pistols, the Staccato P uses a 1911-style single-action-only trigger. It has a pull weight of about 4 pounds, which enables shooters to fire the gun with relative ease and speed. Meanwhile, the match-grade 4.4-inch stainless steel bull barrel of this weapon showcases stability and rigidity. Needless to say, this is a full-size weapon. It has a length of 8.1 inches and a height of 5.8 inches. Width is a little over an inch, while its weight sits at 37 ounces if it's empty. Constructed with a 4140 billet steel frame and slide, the Staccato P is one of the most rugged hammer-fired pistols I tried. This is a gun you can bet on if you are looking for a weapon that can last long in your arsenal. The premium quality of the Staccato P is also evident in its ergonomics. They are easy to reach and are large enough so that your fingers can't miss them. The slide stop is right-handed, but its safety levers are ambidextrous. Since this is still a modernized 1911 pistol, it still has a grip safety and a slide stop takedown pin. The Staccato P also uses a polymer grip module, which is definitely comfortable in a sense. The stippled texture allows for a firmer grip, which optimizes your control over the weapon. With its front and rear cocking serrations, you can manipulate its slides even if your hands are wet. Sig Sauer P22X pistols. Sig Sauer is a reputable manufacturer of high-quality pistols. Its P365 pistol, for instance, has been hailed as one of the finest concealed carry pistols in modern times. However, I also have to emphasize that Sig has other lineups that are worth noting. In the hammer-fired category, we have the P22X pistols. Essentially, the P22X family includes all the hammer-fired pistols of this gun manufacturer. Among the most noteworthy examples are the P229, P228, P226, and P220. Some of you might be familiar with these guns, and that's not surprising. After all, they have been in the market for quite some time. And until now, they still hold a degree of popularity among shooting enthusiasts. I am confident that these P22X pistols have tested and tried capabilities and will never fail you in aspects such as reliability and accuracy. Many government agencies and law enforcement entities in the United States are currently using the Sig Sauer P22X pistols. These full-size hammer-fired handguns are known for their heft and bulk. But at the same time, they are preferred by uniformed personnel because of their highly manageable recoil, intuitive controls, and superb reliability. And while their bore axis is higher, P226 pistols are still easy to shoot. Aside from the P226, there's also the P229. This is a modern take on hammer-fired guns. Its number of controls has been reduced to further increase its user-friendliness. I also like its night sights and gray guns trigger, which add to its overall finesse. But it is not just the P226 or P229 that has impeccable shootability. Regardless of the caliber, the P22X pistols shoot with optimal precision and reliability. Their respective weight is streamlined to guarantee that there's a balance between recoil reduction and maneuverability. They are also soft shooting. You will never lose your target once you lock them on. And of course, who can refute the robustness of these pistols? By all means, all Sig Sauer pistols are far from being shabby. If you want a hammer-fired gun for the long haul, you should really consider any of the opuses from the P22X series. CZ75 pistols. Of course, the CZ75 series should appear on this list. There's no way that could happen at all. For starters, the CZ75 is a popular lineup of handguns. It is so popular to the point that it has been copied by other gun manufacturers. Guns like the EAA-10 Folio Witness, B&M-T MKII, and Jericho 941 are all derived from the original design of CZ75. These pistols are used in different applications. From law enforcement to competition, these guns have seen them all. And it's pretty much given, considering the impressive ergonomics, consistent accuracy, and intuitive slide-and-frame construction. For concealed carry purposes, I suggest that you use the P01 or the CZ75D PCR. I highly recommend these two because they are excellent compact variants of the original CZ75. They have an alloy frame that reduces their weight without compromising their durability. Aside from their decocker, these guns have retained a full-size capacity of 14+1 rounds. By all means, the P01 and CZ75D PCR fire like full-size handguns. They are extremely accurate regardless of the situation. But with the release of the CZ Shadow 2 Compact, you have another concealed carry to try. In a nutshell, this is a concealed carry gun that brings the performance of a competition pistol to the table. Speaking of, if you are into competitions and fun weekends on the range, then the hammer-fired gun for you is the CZ Shadow 2. After it was released in the market, the landscape of the USPSA was turned upside down. Aside from its impressive accuracy and flat-shooting prowess, the gun is relatively affordable as compared to other competition guns. The Shadow 2 is also heavy, meaning that it only has minimal recoil fresh from the box. It doesn't need break-ins. The gun shoots really great right from the get-go. And because of the barrel axis optimization of Shadow 2, it achieves low muzzle rise and refined operation. It is also worth noting that CZ75 pistols have ambidextrous controls, ergonomic rubber grips, and an easy-to-engage adjustable magazine release. These are the features that make these guns easier to handle and shoot. The front and rear cocking serrations of the CZ75 pistols also allow users to operate them conveniently and safely. Right now, there are only a few handguns that can match the quality of the CZ75 lineup. Even in the striker fire department, only a handful can compare the performance and value these CZ pistols offer. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more gun videos like this, just click the subscribe button and notification bell. Take care and stay safe.